welcome to the show. Today we are at one of South Australia's most iconic sites, the Blue Lake in Mount Gambier, and isn't the colour just amazing? Today I'll be showing you its natural beauty in a way you have never seen before. But first, here's what the rest of the team is up to. Ron Candelars joins SA Weekender. On his first assignment, Ron tells the intriguing tale of a York Peninsula ghost town.
A testament to hard yakka and a sense of community in the bush.
And we've got tickets to Lionel Richie to give away. But first, here's Callum.
With Easter just 2 short weeks away, it's the perfect time to start planning your holiday menu. So why not visit the Adelaide Central Market to stock up on all the essentials? And what better place to start than with hot cross buns? Traditionally, hot cross buns are eaten on Good Friday, but I for one can't resist getting stuck into them as soon as they hit the shelves here at Wild Loaf. G'day, Fannis.
G'day, Callum.
How are you, mate?
Good, thanks. How are you? Likewise.
Now, you know I love eating hot cross buns, but tell me a little bit more about them. What makes them so unique?
Oh, it's a wholesome. They're all made on site, a little bit more robust than your normal sort of fluffy hot cross buns.
They are absolutely delicious, mate. How do you tell people to eat them? As is, are you a toasting kind of guy?
Just eat them.
Yeah, just as they are?
Just as they are. They don't need anything. They don't need any help at all.
I notice you're making some right now, Fannis. What have we done to get to this point?
Oh, made the dough. We've divided it, shaped it, proved it, and let it rise, and then it's ready to be sort of crossed and to go in the oven.
Great. Can I give you a hand?
Yeah, please do.
Awesome. So this is the all-important crossing. I feel like clearly this is the most important part. Okay, so what's the technique here, mate? Am I going each individual one or long lines across the top?
Long lines and then the same the other one.
All right. I'm sorry if I bugger these up. Let's give it a go.
Oh, yeah, right. You won't bugger them up. Look at that. Perfect.
May I open the oven for you?
Please do.
Only 15 minutes later, they're perfectly cooked, glazed, and ready to go.
There you go, mate. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that's my hot cross bun sorted. Now on to the rest of my shopping. The clever people at the Adelaide Central Market have developed a bunch of great Easter recipes to share with their customers. They're easy to follow and are simply delicious. So before you hit the stalls, why not download one from their website or pick up a copy in the market and shop to the recipe? It couldn't be easier. Beautiful. Thanks so much, man. See you soon. For me, when I think of Easter, I think seafood. And the market has some of the best seafood you'll find anywhere in the state. So I've popped into Samtas to see what's freshly caught. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Hi, Callum. Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I'm in search for something local, something fresh.
Oh, the local crabs are absolutely gorgeous. The blue swimmers or Spencer Gulf prawns. You can't beat those. Boston Bay mussels or even Goolwa pippies are fantastic this week.
Sounds sensational. What I might do, I might actually grab some of each of those things under one condition.
What's that?
You jump into the kitchen and help me cook it. What do you reckon?
Oh, I can't wait. I'll be there.
Perfect. Join us after the break for a South Australian seafood cook-up on the barbie. This easy platter is the perfect way to celebrate Easter. All right, so I've enlisted Michelle's help to cook one of the market's recipes for a barbecued seafood platter with a saffron aioli. What do you reckon?
Oh, I can't wait. Let's give it a go.
I reckon it sounds pretty good to me. So, first thing we're going to do, we've got a barbecue nice and hot. Michelle, can I get you to cook the seafood? Because I know this is like, I feel like you're the seafood queen of the market here. So what have you got to start with?
I'm going to start with our local blue swimmer crabs right out of our Gulf here. We're popping them straight on.
Is it possible to buy the crabs cleaned out like this from Samtas?
We can cut them in half and clean them, but that's half the fun.
Yeah.
Doing it at home.
I think it's a nice way to eat them like this as well. I reckon embrace it. It's like a chicken wing, you know? You got to get your hands dirty, get into it. That's half the fun of eating crab.
All the fun of it, all running down down your hands, and that's where all the flavour is.
Brilliant. And they're starting to change colour already, so I better hurry up and make this saffron aioli. So, for this, I've got a lemon and some saffron. I want to squeeze a little bit of the lemon juice here onto my saffron, and that's just going to start drawing out that beautiful yellow colour. Okay, so at the same time, I've got an egg yolk here. I'm going to pop in a big old teaspoon of Dijon mustard. And then for it to be an aioli, we need some garlic involved. So we've just taken some garlic cloves here, just roasted them until they're lovely and soft. Going to grind it up a little bit. And that garlic paste is going to go into my bowl with the Dijon mustard and the egg yolk. Beautiful. And finally, a little squeeze of lemon juice in here as well. Okay, we're gonna start emulsifying the oil. And if you add all the oil at once, it'll just split and you don't end up with an aioli at all. So, Michelle, would you mind drizzling in some oil, literally like a drip at a time to start with, and then as it starts to get in, you can get kind of faster and faster. Yep, that's perfect. And you almost want it slightly too thick because we're then gonna sort of loosen it a little bit with our lemon juice and saffron mixture. Now it gets whisked in. So we've made our saffron aioli, crab's almost cooked. I'm gonna make a little kind of lemon, parsley and chili dressing now. Let's get a nice long red chili. We're gonna take some flat leaf parsley, and when you're chopping herbs, you wanna sort of roll them up nice and tight, and that's gonna go into a bowl with our chili, a little bit of lemon juice and olive oil, and that's our dressing done. And those prawns are looking lovely and golden, yum.
And these are our local Spencer Gulf prawns, so they're right out of the Gulf here. I'm just going to pop some of our Boston Bay local
beautiful.
mussels on.
I'm hungry. Are we ready to eat? Some of that lemon, parsley and chili dressing all over our lovely seafood here. It didn't take long at all, really, really easy. So let's have a taste there, shall we?
Grab onto this one here. Absolutely perfect, if I must say so.
When you've got produce that's this good, honestly, don't do too much to it. Keep it simple for yourself this Easter. Give this recipe a go.
So make sure you pop into the market ahead of the break. They're open Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday in the lead up to Easter, as well as Easter Saturday. And hop onto their website where you'll find this great recipe and many more.
Mad March has been chock-a-block with events. But don't worry, the fun continues in April when international superstar Lionel Richie comes to town.
3 times a lady.
The multi-platinum selling artist, multiple Grammy Award winner and music icon will rock Adelaide's Botanic Park on Saturday the 7th of April with special guest Chic featuring Nile Rodgers. I'm excited to tell you we've got 5 double passes to give away. All you have to do is jump on our Facebook page to enter. You're going to be dancing on the ceiling if you win this one. So, good luck.
Next, magnificent Mount Gambier through the lens. These beautiful ethereal images look like they're from a remote corner of the world, but they were taken right here in SA in Mount Gambier. This part of the limestone coast was formed by volcanic activity over millions of years, and the man responsible for these stunning shots is visual artist Ockett LaRue.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Ocky, how are you?
Pleased to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yes.
This is gorgeous.
It is. Look at it.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite spots in Mount Gambier to photograph.
Is it? Should we
Yes.
go take a look?
Yes, we can. Let's
Wonderful.
go down.
Ocky, as he likes to be called, has brought me to the Umpherston sinkhole. Once a cave until its top layer collapsed, it's now a natural amphitheatre dripping with ivy and just made to be photographed. Oh wow, it's so beautiful and green,
Yes,
isn't it?
It's pretty green down
Oh,
here.
I love it. The gardens are stunning. I can
is.
see why you love it.
It's one of the special places, Mount Gambier.
Born in South Africa, Ocky is a former corporate high flyer and forestry scientist who gave up the fast lane for a full-time career pursuing his passion. I am definitely nowhere near his skill level, but maybe he can give me some tips.
Mount it on tripod, keep it steady, and go for the wide angle lens, which is a 14mm lens.
Yeah, it's just so green. That's what I love. It'd be beautiful
lush.
with the blue sky.
Yep.
Wouldn't it?
So you got all
Up
those
against-
dramatic green foreground with the either cloud or the blue sky at the top.
Yeah. Of course, as well as its fascinating network of sinkholes and caves below ground, Mount Gambier is known for its natural wonders above ground. To best capture the epic scale of the imposing Mount Shank and iconic Blue Lake, drones give him a bird's eye view.
You've got landscapes, you've got seascapes, we've got the sea 20 minutes drive from here. So you've got all that natural beauty and splendour in this region. The drone gives you just that niche altitude where helicopters and fixed wings can't operate. It's too low for them. It really gives you that perspective of of what you're looking at.
Often up before dawn and well into the night, Occy will go to any lengths to get that perfect shot. To capture these mesmerising time lapses, he took 91,000 images over a whole year. Now that's dedication to your art.
The longest I've ever sat on a single spot to wait for that right condition was 18 hours in South America and Patagonia. So there's a lot of patience involved, in observation is another key. Identifying that right moment of time to just click the shutter and you've got it.
Your family must be very patient too.
They
you
are.
do all
They're
this
very
solitary.
They are very supportive.
Occy never gets tired of going to the same landmarks because they constantly change with the light and the seasons. The area ignites something inside him and he wants others to come and see why. Do you hope through your photography that you inspire people to come to this region?
Yes, for certainly. I've always tried to be an ambassador for Mount Gambier. I've got the best job in the world. You know, every day I move through these landscapes and I see its greatness and its beauty, and I capture it.
So Occy, I've been to the Mount a lot of times because I grew up in this area, but you've allowed me to see it from a different perspective today through the lens. It's been fun.
Yeah, no, thank you. It was wonderful to have you here and teach you a few things, and I hope it'll serve you well in the future.
It has. I'm going to get the camera out more.
Wonderful. Thank you.
To see more of Occy's amazing work, just head to his website. And to plan your next trip or first trip to the Mount, the Tourism Mount Gambier website is a great place to start. And whatever you do, don't forget to pack your camera. Coming up, an intriguing tale of a York Peninsula ghost town.
In the SA Weekender Isuzu, we ventured down into a wonderland of majestic coastal scenery, local wildlife and an intriguing tale of settlement and hardship at what was one of the remotest communities in the state. Ennis National Park has it all.
Yeah, it's a beautiful spot, this one. Locals refer to it as Wow Hill, and you can see why.
Now, how many people would come to Ennis National Park every year, you reckon?
Roughly, we get a visitation of anywhere between about 120 to 130,000 people.
It certainly has the wow factor, with distant views to the Althorpe Island group. This one's called Haystack because it looks like one. Seal Island? Well, because you guessed it, there are plenty out there. And that great limestone rock in the distance with the lighthouse, that's Althorpe Island, named by Matthew Flinders after the estate in Northamptonshire owned by Lord Spencer of the Admiralty. The late Lady Diana Spencer was a descendant. But one of the most popular Ennis attractions is a little less regal, the old ghost town of Inniston.
What you're looking at is a fully thriving town with all the buildings that you would require to support a population of between 1 and 300.
What sort of buildings?
Like a bakehouse, a general store, a post office and bank, stables, a school community hall.
Named after Bill Ennis, the first bloke to set up a serious mining operation here in 1913, Inniston is now a place you can explore thanks to a heritage trail. And one bloke who knows more about what went on here than most is Trevor Lloyd, who lived and worked here on the small diesel locos taking gypsum and salt to nearby Stenhouse Bay.
Diesel loco, 2-foot gauge, only small locos, but used to work 7 days a week, 8 hours a day, sometimes 12 hours a day.
So this place was really ticking over?
Oh yeah.
And where was all the gypsum going to?
New Zealand, Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney.
And what was it used for?
Plasterboard, houses.
Wander around the old post office today and you can imagine the locals crowding around for mail recently arrived by steamer. This place was a long way from anywhere. But regardless of the tyranny of distance, some things were non-negotiable, like a decent bakery. So Mark, you've tried the oven?
Yep, she is a good oven to cook in, this one.
Beauty. With miners and their families to feed, the old oven got a good workout.
This is what cooked all their baking supplies, so about 300 loaves of bread a day used to be cooked in this oven. As you can see, she's quite a large one. We don't probably use it how they used to use it. We have had a couple of staff functions here. The Friends Group 30th anniversary was only a couple of years ago and we fired her up and cooked a lot of pizzas for everybody on the day.
The Friends of Inniston have done a marvellous job restoring many of the old buildings. Norfolk Lodge and Mallee Cottage are just two of the accommodation options available as you immerse yourself in the surrounds of Ennis National Park.
It's a delightful place to stay, it really is. Particularly if you're interested in the environment, there's everything here.
You were saying it's a bit of a gem, isn't it?
It's an absolute gem.
But as you wander amongst the ruins, the spirit of times past is ever present.
Hard labour, you know, not automated like a lot of stuff is today. Hard yakka, everything was done by hand. It didn't matter whether it was 40 degrees or 4 degrees, they were out there doing it every day.
Blokes were digging salt and gypsum to be carted away by locos. They dug so deep, the lake floor is now below the waterline. The remote and isolated town of Inniston really did punch above its weight. In its heyday, the gypsum found here went into the construction of many stately villas in Adelaide and Melbourne. Today, the old ghost town is really a hidden gem of Yorke Peninsula, a testament to hard yakka and a sense of community in the bush. As the sun sets near the manager's house, Old Man Emu has the run of the place. No doubt the kids at the old Inniston school would have given characters like this a run for his money. Now, thankfully, wildlife, which had long been wiped out on the Yorke Peninsula mainland, is making a comeback. And with spotlights in hand, Ranger Mark Davison and I go in search of some new arrivals.
That's a young adult.
But it doesn't have a tracker anymore, so this is a couple of generations old.
Yeah.
In recent years, Tamar wallabies have been reintroduced to Ennis National Park. They were wiped out on the South Australian mainland in the 30s and have made a remarkable comeback thanks to a previous governor with amazing foresight.
A large population was found on an island in New Zealand, and it turned out that a former governor of the colony of South Australia, Governor Gray, had taken some of the animals over there. Some of them were captured, brought back to Monano, and a breeding program began, and then from 2004 to 2008 did 3 releases here in Ennis National Park, and that's the population that survives today.
And so too does the old ghost town where they now roam. You can stay at Inniston. Mallee Cottage is a comfortable option right in the middle of Ennis National Park. It's a good 3-hour drive from Adelaide. To book accommodation, head to the National Park's website.
Well, that's all we've got time for on SA Weekender. I hope we've inspired you to visit Mount Gambier. It is a town so rich in natural beauty and fascinating places to explore. Definitely worth staying a while to take it all in. Here's what we've got for you next time.